This video is for anyone looking to set up a Gmail account. This is only necessary if you don't already have a Gmail account. We're going to open up a brand new Google browser and we're going to create a new account right now. So we should see this, www.google.com. Up here in the top right, you should see a blue sign in button and you should see this Gmail option right here. We're not going to sign in because we don't have a sign in yet. So we'll click on Gmail. And then it'll bring you to this opening page. Yours might look different depending on any updates. So we're going to click create an account. And we'll just go ahead and fill in this information. And you can choose whatever you'd like for your username. This will be your email address. And then we'll also want to select a password. And if we've filled in everything correctly and if the name's available, when we click next, I didn't type my password right. You gotta type it in 2 times, exactly the same. That looks good. So then it'll bring us to the welcome screen. This is for if you lose your account, they have a way to verify your information. I'm not going to put my phone number in right now. If you'd like to, you can. A recovery email address. You can put another email address in here so they can email you in case you forget your password or to verify your information. And then I'm not going to fill this in right now. You might want to though. And our birthday, we'll go ahead and just fill it in. And your gender. So when it said please enter a valid date, I had to include 19. The privacy and terms, I would suggest you read these. If you don't, you can't go on. So you scroll all the way to the bottom. Basically, it's just telling you how they're going to use the data they collect about you. And then I agree. And just like that, you've got a brand new email address and account. So I'm just going to leave mine as the default view. I'll click OK and I'm ready to go. So my account has been created. If I wanted to use this, however, for word processing or things like that, we wouldn't be able to yet, because if I click over here on my Google Apps, these are kind of not useful to me yet because they're generic apps. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my different types of software that we'll be using in this pane right here. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'll just go ahead and open up a new tab. And I'll just type in Google Docs. So with Google Docs, it'll bring me to Google Docs right there. And we don't want to take a tour right now, so I'm just going to close this. This is a free piece of software that we'll be using for typing. So once we've opened Google Docs, we can go over here to Google Apps. It would show up as a add a shortcut option, but if we go to more right now, I already have it here. So I'm going to move it up. You might have the same thing where Google Docs is already down there. So if it's not, you should see an option to add the shortcut. So with that being said, I'm going to close this now. I'm going to open this up again and I'll type in Google Slides. And now we've got this software. So I'll just click on Google Slides and it says go to Google Slides. Real quick, I want to see if I can, oh not yet, go to Google Slides. And now when I click on my apps options, since I'm in slides right here, I see an add shortcut option. So I'm going to go ahead and add that. And now it's here at the bottom. And my Google Docs isn't high enough, so I'm going to move it up real quick just so I can find it easier. And I'm going to put my slides right next to it. So now I'll close that out and I'll open up Google Sheets. In Google Sheets, we go to Google Sheets. This is spreadsheet software. And I'll click on my apps. It says add shortcut, so I'll add the shortcut. It's right here at the bottom. I'm going to put it next to slides. And then this may or may not be a necessary step for you. Sometimes this doesn't load correctly on the first try. So I'll close this out, and I've got my Gmail tab still open. So I'm going to refresh this. And then when I open up my apps, I have them all. Just my sheets needs to be moved back up, and they're all available right there. I'm signed into my account because it should show the first letter of my first name, in this case, Mr. And now if I click on this, they're all in a row. So we're going to be using this over and over again. So it's very handy to, especially for students on Chromebooks, when they open up a Google tab. And they're just sitting there. They're already signed in, as you can see from their name. And they can just, you can tell them to, let's get up a blank Google Doc. And they can go instantly to Docs. And they can just open up a blank Google Doc. And they can just start typing. Right, so that's what we'll be using those for. Right now, everything is set up. We've got an email account, and we have our first 3 apps that we're going to be using set up in our apps bar.